They met this woman named 𝕊𝕚𝕚𝕤𝕚. The man is named Lucelle, and her daughter here is 𝕬𝕤. They became good friends.
Hey, bestie.
One key to life is to wish in a wishing well. Greetings everyone, this is episode 4 of my sim series entitled Paranormania. At the end of episode 3, I ended it off with a cliffhanger, so you see he is alive. Norman is alive. Thank you, wishing well. That was indeed very fast. Only 3 episodes in and he is now breathing. Main goal checked. She is hugging his brother. This is a miracle for her. They are going home to get some rest. Heaven found strength with her older brother being alive. This encourages her to max out her medium skill. She can ask later from 𝕬𝕗𝕠 to attain her license. They were so busy that one of the plants unfortunately died. Luckily, it's just the lemon tree. Heaven had some plans that she's thinking of. Okay, she really misses her brother. Okay, they have half a 2k of simoleons left in their pockets. Speaking of the plans, how about Heaven starts a business? She can buy her own yard sale table. The business technique is like the flea market event in San Myshuno. She could give it a try later. Ignis invited Norman to the gym. Ignis has simply no reaction to his form. They were just chatting, cool, calm, and collective. Asked to be woohoo partners. I have never seen this before. Oh dear, it did not go well for him. And then she left. What is up with this woman and her sudden exit? Later that day, Norman and Ileana decided to have dinner. Things were going smoothly until he has work this evening. After having 2 shots of spirited drinks in his stomach, he did go to work. However, the difficulty was too high for him that he returned home with an unsatisfactory performance and no paycheck. Okay, off to a bad start in this week. Heaven also came back from work angry. In this day, she purchased her vending table. Then she started making 2 batch of different flavored cupcakes. I do not know if this is a hidden talent of Heaven, but overall it is freaky. These cupcakes will be sold in her business. She will also sell her cross-stitch art, considering she is good at that hobby as well. With all the items now in the inventory of this table, it is time to start her business at this new place. Okay, there is already one who bought something. Already just starting the business and she already has a popular icon as a buyer. She sold most of her items beside her minty mocha cupcakes. However, she only earned about 200 simoleons, which is not really enough for sustainability. So she returned home. Now that the focus is to Norman, he lowered the difficulty in his work in order to ease himself. However, when he got to the venue, he was unable to do most of his stuff because he was terrified. How were you terrified? You were a ghost before. He bought sacred candles, which is just a waste of satisfaction points. No effects, he was still terrified. So he got home again with no paycheck. Things are not going well according to plan. Heaven is still awake pondering what she will do next. Norman had a nightmare. I cannot believe how he was courageous when he was a ghost, and now he had fear because of his mortality. Maybe he was just going through a hard time. And this day, Heaven finally decided to quit her job. She got her license and now she is a paranormal investigator with the side job of having a small business. She tried to sell some stuff, but this time in her own venue. She raised the markup to 300%, and in no time there were a lot of buyers. The table was already out of items to sell. She had decent earnings this day even with the markup raised. Heaven chatted for a bit with Norman in order to pass time for her new job, and this was her first day in the investigative experience. When she got into the home, however, are they sure that this house is haunted? There is barely anything happening inside here. It started off slow, just little things appearing here and there, but it picked up the pace until the very end. But it is really strange how there are no specters in this house. Not a single one. She exercised a lot by the last minute, and gladly she earned her first paycheck. The holiday of Harvest Fest is set in scene. The siblings will plan a party this evening. After 2 days of stress from his job, Norman decides to treat himself before the party starts.
Treat yourself 2011!
However, they both took a long nap and it is now 4 closer to evening, so they have a little bit of time to spare. They have now gone to the spa, except they are not having a treat yourself day, they are having a glam up. Best to keep in touch with the final result. We have character development with Heaven. She changed her signature color from white to this, I would say, ominous green. And for Norman, his signature color is always blue, no matter the shades and tones. So yes, this is their final makeover. Did not even touch the hair or the face, it is just their wardrobe. It is now evening and let the dinner party begin. Absolutely focusing on their goals, they mostly invited occult sims. Literally, the Laynell siblings are the only humans. Now for the party itself, Heaven was preparing dinner and this guy, we now know his name is Blaine. This is the guy that Heaven initially disliked, but they seem to get along pretty well. Norman was at the dinner table entertaining the guests, and now it is time for dinner. Encanto, but make it spooky. Okay, the vampire family are autonomously ruining the vibe. The dinner party ended at midnight. Their Harvest Fest was not satisfactory. Now it is a must to focus their career. Norman is performing poorly. He needed to evaluate as soon as possible. He had cake for breakfast, straight up dessert in the morning. Okay, she has a cross-stitch collection in her inventory. Quarter to noon, Heaven had been early to sell her stuff once again. So early, in fact, that she had skipped lunch. Norman scouted around to see if there are any occult sims nearby to be their friends. So far, we only have Ileana. As for Heaven, with her awkward position of tending her table, they got close to 6k simoleons real fast. Oh, and Ignis is also here too. Great. Not in front of the child. After Heaven's successful sells, they had grilled plantains at the park for sustenance. The white hairs outnumbered the redhead. Actually, Katrina Caliente was once a redhead.
What the fuck are you doing?
I am not sure, Norman, if your relationship with Ignis is worth it at this point. It seems like they are very up and down. Anyways, it is Norman's shift. It is his time to improve himself, and he did. Congrats to Norman. They slept the day away. Surprisingly, Heaven received a call from Blaine. Hey Heaven, Agnes Crumplebottom has asked me out on a date.
Anyway, so...
I am confused. Heaven does not think it is a good idea. At the slightest, Ileana came to visit the residence. Okay, why does he have a creepy doll in his inventory? He sells it anyways. Neither Annabelle nor Chucky will enter this house. They decided to take a picture together. Okay, they are literally glowing. I wonder what this does. Okay, that is so fat. This is absolutely frame-worthy. Ignis called to hang out with him, and the venue is literally raining. Okay, if you two are talking in the rain, get this person to qualify as a third wheel. They decided to find a shelter. He asked her about her preference. She said she was experimental. Along the lines with that, and afterwards with awkward silences.
What the fuck are you doing?
This is so strange in so many levels. That was an interesting event to look back into. Heaven, don't ask him what his day was. She's actually having friendship with Gaidri. It is now time for Heaven's shift, and the client is none other than Ileana herself. And then again, when she looked at her house, it is barely even haunted. And where are the specters?
Why is no one ready?
She tried the best she can to exorcise the house, destroying the reappearing occurrences. And by the time morning came, she completed the task. I really wanted to see Heaven's different approach when it comes to specters. But obviously all of the houses that she went to said no because there are no specters to be found. Last day of the week, it is Sunday. Norman wants to sleep majorly in this day. He must be very tired. Anyways, Brittany the celebrity decided to visit their house. I do not know why or what her intentions might be. Okay, that was a scream of a harpy. There is also Candy joining us. Ileana said that there were new residents in town. Even Heaven was curious of this, so they decided to visit this villa where the newcomers reside in. And my oh my, this was the largest house that they have seen. And then this man appeared. Heaven immediately liked this guy and his demeanor. He is hissing, maybe he is a vampire of some sort. His name was 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚. Ileana went for the bush instead of the bathroom. You don't have to do this. Okay, what is Blaine calling for? I think Agnes Crumplebottom and I were just not meant to be. Well, no guaranteed kisses, just handbags in the face. That is her love language and her brother's sworn enemy.
Wait a damn minute.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Why is there an urn in here just at the front door? This is suspicious. Norman decided to visit with his sleepwear on. Upstairs, they also met this one individual. Their name is 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕤𝕚, and Theo and them are siblings. They engaged a conversation in the library, which is a nice first interaction and an ending to this episode. Maybe they will delve into this family. Now that Norman is indeed alive, let us see what happens next. Stay tuned for the next one and have a nice day.